Felix Baumgartner, famous for jumping from 39 kilometers above the earth, faster than the speed of sound in a free fall. Now he's facing the next big challenge, the 24-hour race on the Nurburgring. April 2014. Things are getting serious for Felix Baumgartner in the middle of the Eifel. The hype surrounding the rookie race car driver is extreme. He has to prove himself in the official qualifying race 3 months before the 24-hour race. It's all about collecting kilometers to get the ticket to the 24-hour race, and for the first time in racing mode. It's the first event where it's really getting down to the wire and you can really feel the tension. Felix Baumgartner has only driven on the track in daylight up to this point. The first time he drives on the track at night is during the qualifying. He has to find new braking and turning points. But even under these new conditions, he's able to conquer the green hell and discovers new sides of the track. The exciting thing is you can feel the audience for the first time. Everyone's taking pictures. You're constantly being flashed in the face. At first I thought, what's all that flashing? Until I realized they're cameras. People are barbecuing and the smoke drifts over the track. You can smell the sausages. Despite the darkness, Felix Baumgartner still manages to become eligible for the qualifying race. This is where the team wants the ticket offered to the top 30 cars in the qualifying to be redeemed in June. It's an opportunity that just can't be passed up. The team enters the race in the second starting position. The 45-year-old driver from Salzburg enters the first curves fully focused. After 6 turbulent hours, the car crosses the finish line in 13th place. Felix Baumgartner is eligible for the race, and the team made it into the top 30. Felix had a lot of fun, and I think he imagined it would be exactly the way it happened. Felix Baumgartner, Marco Werner, Frank Bieler and Pierre Kaffer. They'll enter the race as a team in June. They get to know each other better on a boat trip in Switzerland. The plan is to engage in some team building and exchange experiences. You never stop learning when it comes to the Nordschleife. I show them where I always pass. I never drive directly behind a car, but rather I'm already either to the left or right. Then he knows where I'll be passing. When you drive directly behind a car, then some drivers stay in the middle. And if you stay in the middle, then you don't know what the next move will be. He really wants to hear about everything. He absorbs every tiny detail about what can happen. I'm convinced that he's the type of person that can put it to good use. I feel like a giant funnel that everything's being poured in. Now I just need to somehow try and incorporate it, and hopefully I'll be able to use it in the race. Felix Baumgartner continues to collect kilometers at the 2 VLN Nurburgring Endurance Cup races on the Nordschleife. Both races are crucial to the engineers surrounding Matthias Berghoff. The preparation and the tactic for the 24-hour race are elementary and essential for us as a team. We basically started preparing for the race right after the qualifying. We analyze every lap, we analyze our colleagues, we analyze ourselves, and use every race, including the VLN races, to produce the best possible setup and to be able to calculate our tactic ahead of time. But tactic isn't the only important thing. The procedures within the team have to be optimized as well. The 4 drivers have become a close-knit group over the last 2 months. Even the relationship between Felix Baumgartner and the race engineer Matthias Berghoff is more than just friendly. We know each other a lot better now. We know what the other means when they say something. That's really important for us. Matthias is clearly the one in charge during the race. He's the only one who speaks to me and the other drivers. It's really important to be able to communicate clearly. It was the same thing with the Red Bull Stratos. There Joe Kittinger spoke to me, so Matthias is my Joe Kittinger. The qualification went well for the Audi Race Experience team. Felix Baumgartner clearly feels comfortable in the car. Now it's just about polishing the Austrian's driving style. I have to select the gears in the curves, because if I put it into gear ahead of time, then I have a higher braking effect beforehand, and I don't want that. But it's not a problem to downshift in the curve. No, because the force flow will be interrupted. That happens so fast. Yes, it does. That's the big secret if you've never experienced it. With a car that has downforce, it's often a little too aggressive. Then the car moves like this. That cuts off the airflow each time, and that makes the chassis worse. Felix Baumgartner starts the third VLN race in 4th position. Nearly 180 cars are on the track at the same time. He works hard behind the wheel in heavy traffic and heeds the advice of the professionals. He navigates through the heavy traffic lap after lap without damaging his car. He ultimately finishes the race in 14th place. The really important thing is remaining highly concentrated when reading the traffic. I had a feeling a couple of times that I could pass, but then I didn't, and each time it was justified. So for the 4th VLN race, we need it to rain the entire weekend. The weather wasn't what was hoped for at the 4th Nurburgring Endurance Cup race. It was sunny. Before the drivers got on the track, they were required to attend a safety briefing. The focus of this driver's briefing was the last VLN races, especially 1, 2 and 3, and how a lot of the drivers were driving like they had a knife between their teeth. There are some drivers that have race fever, they're in race mode, and they don't want to lose a single second. Of course I can understand this to a certain point, but at some point the driver ahead has to drive his line. Major accidents are avoided, but there are still a few training mishaps. Felix Baumgartner only takes a few laps before the qualifying, but the extreme athlete's not happy with the results. You should be able to use the entire track when you're racing, and there were a few areas where I noticed I hadn't used the entire track. That means I couldn't push myself to the limit. The Austrian and his team come in 14th place in the qualifying. During the race, Felix Baumgartner manages to receive a remarkable increase in performance. He's able to shave off 18 seconds from his initial lap times of 9 minutes. The team and its trainer are more than satisfied with the protégé's performance in the race. I certainly didn't expect he'd already be able to pull off a lap time of 8 minutes 42 seconds. But the weather might affect things over 24 hours. But he's well prepared, that's for sure. We finished our preparations. The next time we see each other, we'll be in the 24-hour race. The big challenge still remains. The 24-hour race on the Nurburgring starts on June the 19th, 2014.